Welcome to Car Vibes, thanks for tuning in. Today we're diving deep into the 2025 Kia K5 Titan, exploring everything from how it looks, how it feels inside, what it's like to drive, and how it's priced especially in our market. I'll walk you through my impressions, some real-world feedback, and whether this car is worth your attention. Let's start with what you see first, the exterior. The 2025 K5 gets a fresh design push. The headlights and taillights have been reworked, giving a sharper, more modern signature, and the front bumper is more aggressive. The new grille lines and fascia updates add a bold character. From the side, it maintains that fastback-like silhouette, with flowing rooflines that slope gracefully toward the rear. That stance gives it a sportier, sleeker presence than some boxier midsize sedans. The rear gets a full-width light bar in many trims, integrated spoiler touches, and a more sculpted bumper. One thing to watch, because of the sloping roof, rear headroom is slightly compromised compared to older, more upright sedans. The K5 rides on wheels that, depending on trim, range up to 19 inches, and the sportier trims get more aggressive tires and styling touches. The detailing around vents, body lines, and wheel arches shows Kia is pushing to compete with more premium rivals in aesthetics. Now move inside, and the change is more dramatic. Kia has replaced analog dials with a full-curved dual 12.3-inch display that blends the instrument cluster and infotainment into one sweeping panel. The old gear lever is gone, replaced by rotary selector, freeing up space on the center console and giving a cleaner layout. The center stack is cleaner, with more logical placement of climate and shortcut controls. Materials have been upgraded, soft touches, stitched surfaces, nicer trims in higher levels. Up front, seats are comfortable, often with heating and ventilation in higher trims, and bolstering is improved over past versions. Rear seat comfort is decent, legroom is reasonable, though again headroom is the trade-off because of the roof slope. Cargo space is typical for the class, about 15.6 cubic feet approximately equals 442 liters in many markets. Tech features are rich: wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, over-the-air software updates in some markets, good connectivity options. Some users have mentioned that the piano black, glossy surfaces show fingerprints and scratches easily, which undermines the premium feel a bit. And the curved display, while very sleek, doesn't always give full customization options on lower trims. There are also small changes in controls and feedback. For example, some users notice behavior changes in auto door lock logic, button functions, or switch layouts compared to previous generation. Underneath that shell, Kia has shifted away from its old 1.6T engine in many markets. The new base engine in non-GT trims is a naturally aspirated 2.5L four-cylinder making roughly 191 horsepower and about 181 pound-feet of torque. In the sportier GT trim, you still get a 2.5L turbocharged version, making up to 290 horsepower and torque around 311 pound-feet. The drivetrain in GT trims is front-wheel drive, no AWD in the turbo version. Transmission is typically an 8-speed automatic, or in turbo case, a dual-clutch variation in some places depending on market. Kia claims fuel economy in the base versions is competitive in its class, for example in US spec, approximately 25 city 36 highway mpg, combined approximately 29 mpg depending on model for base trims. In real usage, the Turbo GT's fuel numbers are lower, with estimated 24 mpg city 32 mpg highway in some versions. On performance, the GT is capable. Car and driver measured 0 to 60 mph in about 5.2 seconds in their test. The chassis is tuned for a balance, suspension is McPherson. Struts in front, multi-link in the back, with competent damping that soaks bumps well while keeping roll in check. Steering feel is firm and responsive, though for daily commuting it might feel a bit stiff for some. Interestingly, some user reviews have pointed out quirks. For example, the Turbo GT in certain modes tends to shift away from aggression if you don't push hard, sometimes making the drive feel less dynamic in regular mode. Also, some owners report suspension noise or trim rattles over time, though these are anecdotal and may vary vehicle to vehicle. Kia also has issued recalls on K5 models 2023-2025 due to certain exterior trim pieces, particularly trims or garnish panels, being prone to loosening or detachment. That's something buyers should ask dealers about when getting a new one. Now, pricing, what it costs, what you should expect to pay. In the US, Kia lists the 2025 K5 base trim starting at about $28,365 and going upward toward around $35,865 depending on trim, options, and the turbo version. Different trims are named LXS, GT Line, X, and GT. In other markets, pricing varies because of taxes, import duties, and local specs. In Pakistan, approximate figures I found include: the 2.5L standard FWD version is listed around 7,715,700 Pakistani rupees. Some sources list a lower variant, 2.0LLX FWD, near 6,584,900 Pakistani rupees. Another listing from Pakistan shows the K5 GTD-CT FWD priced at Rs. 9,028,360. But remember, many of these local listings are speculative or on parallel imports, and the final on-road cost including registration, duties, delivery may be much higher. There are also reports that Kia Pakistan, Lucky Motors, increased factory prices across models effective July 2025 due to currency depreciation, freight and new levies. The high margins for markup and dealer pricing mean that real price you'll pay could vary considerably depending on city, dealership, trim level, and available stock. Putting it all together, the 2025 Kia K5 Titan or a comparable top trim offers very compelling value. It blends fresh, bold styling, a much more upscale interior experience, strong tech features, and a choice of efficient base engine or a more powerful turbo for enthusiasts. It gives a refined daily drive, with the capability to be sporty when you ask it to. The compromises: rear headroom is not class-leading, some trim materials are susceptible to scuffs fingerprints, and in certain markets the price may stretch your budget. Also, the recall issue is a concern to keep in mind.